This is the BFit Breakdown podcast, and I'm your host, Briella Pasquale. BFit Lifestyle is a family-owned gym located in the heart of Baltimore, Maryland. The BFit Breakdown is a platform where clients, community members, teammates can all come together and share their success stories and their bigger why into how they got here and what kept them here. We want our listeners to tune in and discover the deeper why and how behind some of BFit Lifestyle's greatest success stories. Tune in and get the inside scoop on how they got their lasting results. Hear about the methods they use to take action and ownership of their body and to master their mindset and to get fit. We want you to know that you can do it too. So please join us for the latest episode of the BFit Breakdown. Yeah, so I'm just really excited. I know from my own experience how important fitness physically is and how important mental fitness is, and being aware of your body and your mind and marrying those two to have a happy, healthy lifestyle. And I know that that's what you guys stand for and believe in. And I love being here. This is a good place to be.
We love you here.
I love it too. Thank you. So just open it up. Like, tell me about this place and why you guys are here. What is this?
So BFit Lifestyle is here to help people with their quality of life, and with an individualized approach. Sometimes in a one-on-one or group setting. It depends on what is best for you, really. We're not just here to sweat. We're not just a gym. We're here to hit all angles of health and wellness that maybe you don't get with your doctor or any other medical professional, aside from the massage therapy team, the physical therapy team, and the strength conditioning team here. So individualized approach to improve your quality of life is what we're trying to do here. We're in 6,500 square feet now. We were in 1,800 square feet. We moved into this about a year ago now. And I think that's about it. What else? Anything else?
Yeah, I would say that hits the nail on the head, right? Movement and recovery. We help people with their relationship with their body through, therapeutic massage, exercise, nutrition, and then physical therapy. And then we just have plans to grow the team of professionals to help in other areas as well.
Yeah, I think it's really like the customizable piece of it, right? We were talking about this earlier about how you have your processes and systems, your coaching methods, it's all back there, as you guys can probably see on the camera, right? You have your ways of doing things that work and are effective. You have your bar. It looks, Like from today, you have like your things up there, and you have your barbells. You have your certain processes that you use that have been kind of tried and true at this point. But then you have also the recovery piece too. It's that awareness of you use your body, you get results. But then it's not just that moment in the gym that you make that movement, you hit that goal, and you're done. It's like, well, you still have to go home with that body.
Yeah.
You still have to use that body to go to work, to go walk your dog. And if you've done something in the gym that's going to injure you or it's not sustainable, then you're going to affect the rest of your life too. Yeah. So it sounds like you have goals in the gym, they're tried and true, but then you take it out there and you need to be able to sustain.
Yeah.
So I think that's kind of what you guys are.
We want to help you support your life outside of here. So if you love to go hiking, if you love to ski, if you love to walk long distances or run or whatever it may be, or just be a teacher, be any other professional outside of this facility, we want to and make that better when you come here. And we want it to be individualized so that it can fit your lifestyle. We want to make it sustainable, right? We don't have one way of doing things. For example, with food, some people need to have a smoothie for breakfast because it needs to be fast. Some people have it at home all day and they can make a breakfast. So what works for you? What style of exercise works for you? What style of food works for you? And then past that, we have the physical massage therapy team that are going to help you in their end of things. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. And even so we kind of just meet people where they're at, right? So we have people that are new to fitness, have never stepped foot in a gym in their life. They're in their 50s, they've never been in a gym. They're like, I am tired of being out of breath going up the steps. And we also have people that are former D1 athletes. So like that's the beauty of this space is like, you know, it doesn't matter kind of what your background is. Like if you want to, you know, move well, have coaches, kind of take your brain out of it and just like show up, like you can trust us. Like we've got like 7 people making this programming. And then we've got both sides of it. So we do the rest and restore, and we also do like the strength and conditioning. So.
No, I like I said, like I think you cover all the bases. And, you know, I'm sure people come in here all the time with, you know, maybe either they've never walked in the gym before, right? So they have all these stories about what they can and can't do. And then obviously as they get to know you guys and they get to know the coaches and their peers, they start to slowly break through those barriers.
Absolutely.
And then you might have people who've had like past wins who feel like maybe they've peaked and they come in, they're like, I don't even know where to start again.
Yeah.
So we were talking about, you know, people get attached to maybe a limitation or just a process that's gotten them so far, but then they're going to need to continue to have that body awareness, have that somebody walking it through with them. And so it sounds like, again, sustainability. It's not just what got you here, it's what's going to keep you going.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think the big key is that, you know, the individualized approach also, we could say we modify for everyone. So, you know, like we said, doesn't matter where you're at, you know. We modify for everyone, and we don't need you to compare yourself to everyone, right? But there is competitive aspect in our classes if you want there to be. But there also is, we will modify for you if you have a knee thing going on, you know. Like we want you to, you know, we have people that, you know, have stayed out of classes because they had some sort of pain going on. But then we're like, no, come in. We can help with that too. We'll modify exercise for you to continue to exercise here around your knee pain or whatever's going on. So we want to be a resource for people, not just to sweat, but for anything to improve their quality of life. We're empowering them while we're focusing on the quality of life. They're feeling empowered is hopefully the outcome.
Yeah. Wow. And they would take that empowerment, like not only just the next time they walk in this door, but the next time they walk home to their kids, or they go to they go run their business, or they go whatever they're doing. It really does carry over.
100%.
And it's like that strength you just brought up. You know, it's seeing that in yourself and being able to look in the mirror and not just say, oh, I have this like, you know, 6-pack now, or I lost the 30 pounds. That feeling that, you know, you've gone through that resistance, and I'm sure you guys have felt this in your own lives. You go through that resistance, you go through that pain, and then the person that you become on the other side, it's not that physical result, it's like really like how you see yourself now.
That's the biggest piece.
Yeah.
That's the biggest piece. So like we do a 6-week transformation challenge, and with that, you know, we kind of put it out there as in like, you know, we I'm gonna say it.
Do it.
I'm saying it. We give the people what they think they want, but then when they come in, we give them what they actually need, which is like transformations in like mood, energy, sleep, their relationship with their body, their relationship with food, like community, like all of that is like what they get. And if they show up like physically, they will start to notice some body composition changes. But the biggest piece of the transformation is like those intangible like shifts in like, you know, energy, mood, sleep, like all of that. So
yeah, I think the point is that aesthetic goals are great and worthy.
Absolutely. We all want to look good.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
Well, aesthetic goals are good. Aesthetic goals are great and worthy goals. I mean, I started out in my fitness journey with an aesthetic goal, and now I'm here, right? So that can be a great starting point. It's the other things that we want to also make people understand is important, that they don't even know until they experience them with us. So like the aesthetic goals, with that, you know, you need to have self-talk that is positive. You know, you do need to pay attention to how you're exercising, and you do need to eat more food sometimes. You know, like there's more to it than just aesthetic goals, you know. So we're trying to do that, all of that stuff, and whatever the individual needs.
Because it's like it's so funny how you said that, because it is like it's what kind of reels somebody in. 'Cause
Yeah.
it's true, they want a specific thing,
Many people
right?
do.
And the person that they become on the way is ultimately the most sustainable thing, I guess, because it's like when you get to a point where you can't walk anymore, when you can't get out of bed anymore,
The pain
like
has to
that
be high.
hot person
Yeah.
that you worked so hard to become, like that might not be available to you anymore physically, but this feeling of who you've become is what's going to sustain you at that moment. That's what comes up in my brain.
Yeah.
It needs to be deep too, because like if
Yeah.
somebody's like, I want to lose weight, I'm like, why?
Yeah, what's your why?
Why is that important to you? You know? And it's like, I want to rewrite the script. I see how it's affected my parents. I'm like, that's great. That's a great why. That's what's going to keep you going. But if it's like, I just, want to look good, I'm like, let's get a little bit deeper. Like, how's it affecting you? And then I might get the, I can't go up the steps without getting out of breath. Like, those sorts of things, like the day-to-day, how it's impacting them. Like, I'm so tired, things like that. I'm like, okay, these are really good whys. This is what's going to keep you going.
Yeah.
Because it's going to be hard. Like, it's going to be difficult. And maybe we should put bleeps in this. I don't know. But you could you can just sit around on the couch all day. I don't know. I won't cuss too much. But you can sit on the couch all day and complain or be in a negative headspace, or you can do something about it.
You can either have excuses or get results.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what it comes down to. I don't know what made me think of that, but it's adversity that you're going to be going through here, and this, if you can go through the adversity here, it will help you outside of here. So it's that simple, really. Actually, fitness is failure. You're actually trying to fail in here, like many times, right? You are trying to find your limits, but also balancing that with how you're feeling that day, and not being a perfectionist, and not, so there's lots to it. It's both complex and simple all the same. I don't know. It's interesting, but
It's when I hear you say that, I'm sorry to cut you off right there, but like it's the humble, hungry, smart. That's what comes up in my head. It's the humility to try something new and to fail, but you're hungry for the result. Like you're hungry. You see the stats, you see the competition or the game you're playing. Because I know you guys are really game based too, in a lot of what you do. But you're smart with your body, and I think that you guys touch on all of those things.
Yeah.
And then I know what you're going to share, Erin, but I didn't mean to cut you off.
What was I going to share? Hi, Lou. What was I going to share?
I don't know, but when you go through fitness journeys or health journeys, just say health journeys, I guess, sometimes you have to develop a new identity, really. You might, for example, if you are in a group of friends that likes to drink every weekend, and there's nothing wrong with that. If you have health goals, you might have to change that path. You might need to drink once with that group of friends every couple weeks. You're going to have to develop a new identity if you want to be healthy sustainably. But it doesn't have to be a new identity that you don't enjoy. It's got to be one that you enjoy, is sustainable, and you see the benefit from. So.
And that's that community piece too. Typically
yeah.
you go to a gym, you put your bag down, you start. You know what you went in there for. Trying to make too much eye contact, make it weird. Don't be too weird about it.
Yeah.
And then you leave. You pack up and you leave. And the moment I walked in here, I knew that wasn't the case. I just knew. And it's that interpersonal piece that also helps the sustainability. Because if you meet people here, which you guys do, you facilitate events, you facilitate these meetings where you guys check on goals, and it's not just this in and out. It's, hey, we're having this party.
Yeah.
Hey, we're having this celebration. We're having beers and booze, and we're doing barbell stuff. And so it's an invitation to say, hey, this lifestyle, we know it's maybe a little different than what you've been doing, but this is where you could be a new and healthier version of yourself. And I think that's really important. You're not alone here.
Totally. Well, and also I want to say that So like I've learned from 2 gym owners that I know that like community is huge. So like if somebody is treating somebody else the wrong way, like we would shut that down so quick. So we meet with every single person that joins the gym in a one-on-one sit down for 30 minutes before they join. And this is really important to us because it builds the community with the people, the kinds of people that we want to be here, the welcoming, the working on themselves, that type of person. And we've had to say no to some people. We've had to be like, this just isn't the space for you. Because we're really all about protecting, within. And then if we were to, if something were to happen, we would address that immediately and say like, this isn't the space for you. And I've learned that from 2 gym owners, which I'm very grateful for that.
Yeah, that's huge. I mean, that's it's important to know, like, and you guys already know, like, what you stand for and what your goal is and your why. And so it's really probably pretty easy to sort of have that sit down and be able to weed out, okay, like this is who we've been looking for. This is our ideal, or like, this might not serve them best. Maybe they would do better in this kind of arena.
Yeah. If you're just here to sweat, or you're, someone who just is trying us out, we're looking for people who want to change and make positive change for themselves and be a part of a community that's doing that. Mm-hmm. And if we don't feel like that's you, then that's fine. Like, there's nothing against you. It's just, we just don't think we're the right space, and there might be a better space for you. We're not the best space for everyone. So yeah.
And that's like that's important. I think that it's not just this, exchange. It's also like a conversation. It's okay, what are you looking for? And then if this isn't the space, okay, let's talk about that too.
Yeah. Because we could have people that come in that are like, yeah, I'll sign up. But if they haven't given us what we need to hear in terms of their whys, why they want to get better, why they want to get healthy, they give us any reason to think that they're not going to put in the effort, then we don't want your money. Like, it's actually, we'd rather just move on to the next person who wants help than have to try to chase someone down all the time. If they say they want help, we are here to help them. If they need accountability, we'll give you accountability.
Absolutely. Yeah.
But we don't just want to take your money just because you're here and you're willing to pay. Right. We want to actually have an impact on you.
Absolutely.
So if you're not here, we can't have an impact on you. If you're not communicating to us, we can't have an impact on you. So it actually starts from as soon as they book the appointment. Like, we are learning about them. Are they communicating back and forth with us? And are
taking
they
an active role in the change?
Yeah. Are they taking an active role? Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah.
I remember you were on a call the other day, and somebody was sharing that they were taking a pause from their challenge, and it was really cool to hear because maybe somebody might chase somebody down and say, oh, well, no, like, you don't want to do that, or well, no, let me like convince you. Yeah. But instead, you did. It was cool to hear because you held space for that person to share, like, well, what's coming up for you? What's going on? They shared a little bit, and you said, okay, like, when can I check back with you? When would be, you didn't chase them, but you also didn't say, okay, I'll cancel your credit card now. Like, no, It's like you gave them space, and then you said you would check back in. And I think that's,
And I told her to keep moving too.
Oh yeah,
I was like, do it on your own.
Sure.
I remember when I signed you up, you said you did these 2 movements. Keep working those in, You learned stuff here, so like work that in. I definitely tried to hold her accountable to like keeping her routine, but I was like, I get that you're, got other things popping up in your life. So, yeah.
Yeah. And it's helping people, I think doing a job like this for you guys, it's, you want to help people. That's a huge why for you. But if they don't want to help themselves, then there's only so much you can do.
I learned that very early on. The person has to want it themselves.
Yeah, definitely. So I guess real quick, like, we've gone over so much, but like, what are your actual roles here? Like, what do you do?
I don't do
besides
anything.
Besides own it and be like,
I just pet Lucy.
I do. Yeah, exactly. Like, that's all I do.
Yeah.
So
yawn. Like, I don't believe you.
So I would say I am the operator. So like, the systems, the memberships, the spreadsheets, the onboarding, exiting, interviewing. I mean, we do these things together.
Yeah,
though.
many hats.
Yeah.
But you're the operator, no doubt.
I'm the operator. Yeah, so like
Number-
making
yeah.
the jobs,
Yeah.
finding the spots for the people, and like
Managing the books, all that kind of
managing the
stuff.
books. Yeah,
More computer work.
And I would say you.
I'm facilities, you know, making sure the facilities in the right facilities are in the right
I actually
order.
have more to my job role. I'm a
Yeah.
massage therapist.
Oh, yeah.
I do everything.
Massage therapist.
You have a need, I
An
do it.
operator.
I'm a coach, muscle recovery coach,
Yep.
and that's it
Yeah.
for now.
For now, yeah.
For
No.
Go ahead.
I am facilities. I am a coach as well of classes and of one-on-one clients. And I would say a lot of the intangible things like leadership, management, facilitating tough conversations amongst members and employees. And
You're a big
also,
picture guy too.
Yeah.
You're a vision guy.
Yeah,
I'm a task crusher. He's a
I'm
big picture vision
Yeah,
guy.
we balance each other well in
Yeah.
that way because she's like a just go, and I'm
Yeah.
like a sit back and think about it for a while
And I'm like,
kind of
let's
person.
go. Come on.
Yeah. And so I'm more of the perfectionist, and she's like, I'm just gonna do tasks.
I'm like, I'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Even if it takes me
Yeah.
3 times, I'll figure it out.
It's fun, but failed this many times, it's all good.
I'm like, I have to
know.
do it right the first time, but that's something I coach. It's actually funny. When I coach people, I'm oftentimes saying things to them that I need to hear myself. You know? And that's something I've been actually working on recently more so is like just getting started and staying on the tracks. And I think coaching people has helped me progress that. Because it's a constant reminder that these things I tell these people is what I need to do and actually do and improve. So, and I don't want to tell anyone something that I haven't either done or believe in myself. So,
It's authenticity, and it's also vulnerability. Because if you're sharing your experience of past events and you're speaking things that you believe yourself, number one, but also that you've lived it.
Yeah.
And also that you need to rehear it. Like, I can't say how many times just in general, like with the work that I do now, like I'll speak something out and I'll know it. Either I've lived it before or I've done it or whatever it is. And then it'll come up almost immediately.
Yeah.
I will speak something and it will happen like right away. And it's like, I needed to hear that. So I feel like once you've earned your own, almost like earned your own respect because you've become somebody that you can respect, then you respect the things that you say. Yeah. And so I think that's where you guys, I know, like you guys are at a place now where you've gone through it, you've done the work, you have that respect piece for yourselves, and you know that your words, you believe what you're saying. I have the humility to rehear it again and again and again.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think that's something that we teach here is respect for yourself. And that's the only way you can progress. I think that if you're constantly battering yourself and not have respect for yourself, you're never going to get anywhere until you overcome that.
It's the power of mindset and like the
Absolutely.
words you speak.
I would say that's a good way of putting it. We coach mindset
Yeah.
as well. Mindset is huge.
And that frames the whole experience.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
and it's neat that you guys do like the physical and then the framing, your why, and then, okay, well then why do I move like that? And put it out there. And I think that's key for all the things like, that we talked about, like the sustainability, the safety, the awareness. It's incredible how it really is all intertwined. And you need all of it to be balanced.
Yes, balance is, oh man, that's another thing we coach.
Yeah,
We work
balance.
on is just balance. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's not about eating chicken and rice forever,
No,
you need to have
it's gotta be
strategies to.
That's an
sustainable.
actual nightmare.
Yeah.
No, you can't have an extreme ever. It has to be balance. And
Yeah, maybe you don't eat like 12 cookies, but like one's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Yeah, when you eat it matters.
One's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think it's, those diets and stuff, like, not to talk on that for too long, but just those things are, it's just so hard to sustain. It takes out that personal touch of, what actually feels right. Like, not just, okay, well, it says this many calories, so this is it. It's
Right.
like for your day though, like what's realistic for you,
Yes.
like right today.
it comes back down to that awareness thing. I
Yeah.
think. Like, how do you feel when you don't eat, or how do you feel when you do eat this?
Yeah.
Like, what are you feeling? Like,
Precisely.
okay, let's pay attention,
Right.
and then awareness is definitely the first step. Like,
Yeah.
what are you talking to yourself in your head about? Like, what are the things that are on repeat? Like, let's bring awareness to those. Like, that's the first step to change. I think that is the first step to change, awareness. I want to say that.
Oh, no, 1,000% is. Yeah, first step is awareness. If you're not, what you said was just really good. Yeah, I just wanted to add to it. I wanted to add to it.
Maybe being like sick and tired though might be the first start. Like you gotta be sick of your shit. You know, you gotta be like, I'm really tired of feeling like this.
It's taking responsibility.
Yeah, it's
so
like you gotta,
radical responsibility.
You can't. Even if everyone has grown up in different ways. Yeah. And regardless of how it doesn't matter how you've grown up if you don't take responsibility for your life.
We've grown up very differently, by the way.
We've both grown up very differently.
Yeah.
But you have to take responsibility for your life. And if you're not willing to take responsibility, if you grew up with a family that, actually that's what I was going to say. And this kind of ties it in is we are working on teaching people the things they never got taught. You don't get taught this stuff in school.
Yeah.
You don't get taught how to eat for your lifestyle. You don't get taught finances in school. Like we don't, there's lots of things we don't learn, and we're trying to teach the healthy side of things that people don't learn, and we're willing to help you, but you have to take responsibility for that. You might have grown up without, maybe you didn't have a parent that was into health and fitness and didn't teach you to eat healthy, and that's fine, but now you need to take responsibility for that. You can't blame anyone else for your state that you're in.
Yeah.
Right.
You have to take responsibility for it.
Yeah.
That is correct.
And so back to that sick and tired thing, you have to.
Correct.
The pain has to be high enough for you to take responsibility sometimes. Right. So. Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's a beautiful way to put it. It has to be the pain has to be present enough for you to pause and be like, okay, I got to do something here. Because there's that idea, you become a victim. You become a victim or prosecutor, or you can become a hero. Right, so if you're a prosecutor, you're going to blame other people, your parents, your upbringing, your body size, your composition. Easy, so easy.
But you're stuck in that spiral, it's like a hamster wheel. If you're blaming, you're just you gotta, stand up, get out of it.
The hardships of COVID, you guys had just started. Can you guys walk me through that a little bit? Because there's so many businesses that didn't make it, and yours did, and I think that's crazy.
We survived.
Yeah, how'd you guys do that?
We thrived.
Well,
yeah, you thrived.
So we opened. Brian opened.
Yeah, so it was me in the 1,800 square feet in February.
51 days before COVID.
Yeah. That was our grand opening. Yeah.
Yeah, 51 days before.
So
that's so bad. That's so bad.
Terrible time.
I didn't know it's 51 days.
It was
Yeah.
Wow.
But the beauty of it is, fortunately, through coworkers really who got me into kettlebells many years ago, there's a lot of factors that helped me make it through. A lot of support from family and friends, of course. Robert, yeah. Shout out Dad.
I don't know, but Robert, thank you.
RB. So I am a kettlebell specialist, and I believe thoroughly that was a major reason why we didn't go under. So we were down for a week once COVID hits, and we shut down for 1 week. I came up with a plan, and it was to hand everyone a kettlebell. I numbered them all, and I gave everyone a kettlebell based on what I knew their ability to be. And so majority of people I was like, nope, we're continuing next week, and you're going to go home, and we're going to be on Zoom for classes. And so I built programming around one kettlebell. Around the kettlebell, yeah. Why are you grabbing a kettlebell?
Because I want to look at the number.
Oh, yeah.
That's crazy.
So, and then people were working out in their kitchen. They were working out. They were working out in their kitchen. They were working out in their living room. They were working out in their bedroom.
There it is.
Oh my God.
Actually,
numbered bell.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
How's it smell?
That's like an art. That's like a. I don't know.
Behind the camera here has actually experienced that.
Oh, that's so cool.
So he knows exactly what I'm talking about, and so we did classes on Zoom. And the beauty of it is, no one lost any conditioning or strength. They came back.
Wow.
They came back and just went right back into things and didn't miss a beat. So both kettlebells, lots of family and friend support, and then I have had a lot of experience in my life that helped me learn how to adapt on the fly and stay calm under pressure and not panic.
Me, on the other hand,
I was like, it's gonna take a minute.
was rough.
Yeah,
We were getting married like a week before COVID. Our date was like April 3rd, or no, it was 2 weeks,
2 weeks
after.
after COVID, yeah.
I think COVID was like March
March 16th.
Yeah.
16th.
We
Yeah,
were getting married
our date
April
was
2nd. Yep.
April 3rd.
3rd.
Yeah, but doesn't matter.
It's all a nightmare. It's
Yeah.
fine. It's all
I was a
nightmare.
mess. He
Yeah.
was just chilling, cool as a cucumber.
Wow.
You get a kettlebell. You get a kettlebell. You turn yourself into Oprah.
Kettlebell.
Yeah, everybody's
Yeah.
working out from their kitchen,
Yep.
like balconies, like
Yep.
wherever,
Where they can find a spot.
animals are
And that's the
running
beauty
around
of the
in the
kettlebell,
background.
is it-
Like,
It's amazing.
Kettlebell can be used anywhere, in a small space, big space, outside, inside, doesn't matter where.
Yeah.
So it worked out perfect.
and they loved you for that, like it was pretty incredible. People that had different sized bells, and he gave everybody a workout, a good workout, and with one piece of equipment for weeks. It was like
Months. 3 months.
It was like a solid chunk of time, just
Yeah,
one
3 months.
tool. Yeah.
And then when
I was not part of the company at that time, by the way.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I
I was curious. Like, so
by then, well, after the 3 months of COVID, then we were allowed to work out outside. So in our
Yeah.
parking lot here, I facilitated setting up an outdoor gym, essentially under canopies with rubber mats, and we just worked out outside. And I used my car as the speakers, the sound, and I used the whiteboard, and we were outside. And that's actually some of the most fond
so
memories
great.
I've had
It was so
in
great.
BFit is training people outside. Everyone was like in the summer,
Mm-hmm.
like sweating their butt off. And but those are some of like the golden years for
Oh,
a
it
lot
was
of people
so
who were
fun.
there.
that's really neat.
It also
Austin
came.
also experienced that as well.
That's really.
It
that's
wasn't
crazy.
all sunshine and rainbows,
No.
though.
Yeah, I was
right?
gonna
So,
say,
like,
yeah.
with the
Tell us the good
tents-
stuff.
Yeah, so like with the tents, there's like wind,
And that's
so
a really
like,
windy spot.
it's
yeah.
a really windy spot. So there were numerous times where like the tents.
Canopies
We'll
blew
put
away.
like pictures in here, but
Yeah,
we have
yeah.
it was just like
Oh, no.
one time we showed up and the tarp was gone. There was like tarp, canopies on top of tarp, whatever, I don't know, whatever.
Canopy,
Yeah. And it was gone, and I was like, oh no, where is it? And then our neighbor, Monument City Brewery, the guy was like, is that it right there? It's on the top of like the building behind us.
It's on the roof, yeah.
Yeah.
So, it
It was
definitely
on the roof.
It was on the roof
Yeah.
of the building
Wow.
behind us. Yeah, the loading dock.
Yes,
Yeah.
quite an experience going through COVID, but pretty much got to test out all my business ideas in
Yeah.
1 year.
In 1 year, yeah.
Wow.
The online classes with Zoom, outdoor classes, hybrid classes, in person / online. Because then after it got cold enough, we were allowed to come back. I think we were allowed to come back inside with rules.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like 25% or 50%
yeah,
capacity
yeah,
or
yeah.
something.
It was like 12
So
people
then we
max.
just like made enough. Like we taped off areas for people to
that's
work out
right.
in. But we
Wow.
also give people who were uncomfortable the option to work out at home. So I had a camera
Yeah.
on every class, and I would have people at home taking class. So also something Austin experienced.
Austin.
So, yeah. But yeah, it was. I got to test a lot of things, and of course, I had lots of help. Like I said, family and friends. Erin eventually joined
I did, yeah.
in like August.
I don't remember the exact date, but I started with the website.
Yeah.
Oh, massage I started, it was a J month, June or July. I
July,
can't
it was
remember
July,
which
pretty
month.
sure.
Okay, July, yeah.
So Erin was working at another therapy studio.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, it got shut down, so she couldn't work there. And then it was just like she was allowed to work again, and she was like, "I guess I'm gonna come to BFit."
Yeah, so.
It wasn't in the plans by any means to join that soon.
No, and it was
2 years,
interesting, yeah, for us to like, be a newish
Yeah,
engaged couple working together. Like I wouldn't recommend it.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
Finally, I'd
no,
like
it
you to
wouldn't-
admit that
no.
now, though, because it was hard for you to admit, but it wasn't easy.
I was like,
It's not easy
I
still,
think
but-
I always did like the high pitched thing, like it wasn't so bad.
Yeah, I'm like,
The
no,
higher
it
you
was hard.
go,
it
the
was
bigger
really-
the.
It wasn't so bad. No, yeah, it was hard. It was
Yeah,
difficult.
yeah.
Yeah.
And in COVID too, it wasn't just like we were
Yeah.
a couple managing a business together.
No.
that
No, it
normally, like it was in COVID.
Yeah, I'm an alpha, he's an alpha. I've always worked for myself or like been,
Yeah.
a leadership role, him as well. So we're like,
Yeah.
like yeah, we had
Yeah,
to like,
that's
let
true.
our guards down and be open.
Yeah.
Because like he knows more than me in some areas and like I know things.
Way more. Way more.
We both have our own experiences
Yeah.
and like to bring this together has served us really well at this point.
And then to have two alphas, right? I'm sure like when I hear two alphas, I think of like action, like let's just we gotta like fix this
Decisive,
thing,
yeah.
decisive, like let's go. And to have a situation where you have all of these like limits though, these boundaries, like whether it be like rules and regulations by like the state or the country.
Confusing.
Yeah, like it's a lot.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, we just kind of read, and his mom is a virologist, so we were like,
oh yeah,
Laurie, what's up?
Yeah.
Like, what can we do? What's safe? What's not? So like Brian is saying, like we really have like a really great support system that we could not have done this without them. Like there's no way.
that's awesome.
Yeah. The community.
So yeah,
too.
in a sense, we're very lucky,
Yeah.
and also we also were made smart decisions too.
Yeah. So what does your life look like on a typical day? Like what does your normal Be Fit lifestyle look like?
Okay.
Break it down.
You want to start or want me to start?
Wake up, coffee immediately. It's definitely a habit that I would like to address at some point, but right now,
okay.
What do you mean?
Caffeine. I just drink a lot of caffeine.
No, way less than you used to.
Okay.
You used to do a coffee.
Yeah, you're right. I would do like a 2
See,
o'clock
don't be so hard on
coffee.
yourself.
All right. Coffee. Lucy's always by my side in the morning. First thing, she's very chatty, so she lets me know she needs her, I'm not going to say the word, but her food, and let her go out, just get ready for the day, drive to work. Lately, we're sharing a vehicle right now, so we're driving together.
Bonding.
That's not the normal day, though.
That's not the normal day. Usually I'd drive in, I'd listen to like something to pump me up, like love Meek Mill, love EDM. Meek Mill just gets me.
You just understand. I've actually never listened to. Is it a group or like what
It's
is
a
rapper.
It's
A rapper,
Yeah, one.
okay.
Yeah.
But like, what are the things you do for your lifestyle?
Yeah.
Music.
Music, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I just kind
You
of
love going on hikes.
Yeah, I love hikes. Thank you.
Yeah.
Love hikes.
And books. I know you like books.
I do like books. I do like to read.
Hammocking.
Hammocking. Yeah, you guys are great.
Like I feel so known.
Yeah. And then I like usually have massages. I, warm up for that. Just get ready for the day. I don't know, do a lot of computer work. I don't know if this is like answering the question, but yeah.
I mean, it is.
Yeah. So, and then I'll work out, not as much as I'd like. Right now it's probably like once to twice a week. But
I mean, you work out for your job as well. It's like
physically
planking.
demanding.
Yeah. But,
So that's it. That's me. Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah. My lifestyle, Be Fit lifestyle is active one. And I think that's what I believe in myself. So I want to encourage that in others. So for me, it's, I've been playing men's lacrosse team for the last 12 years. I've been doing jiu-jitsu for the last 5, going on 6, and then working out here, and then professionally it's coaching classes, coaching one-on-ones, meeting with new potential clients, and holding clients accountable in accountability meetings. Yeah, that's my lifestyle. Definitely an active one. I think that's what I encourage people to do, is have an active one. So it doesn't have to be jiu-jitsu and lacrosse. It could be walking, it could be anything. So, but yeah, that's my lifestyle. Oh, and kettlebells, I guess. Kettlebells.
Love
kettlebells.
kettlebell.
Kettlebells, lacrosse, jiu-jitsu, work. Yeah.
And it's like I think both of your lifestyles are pretty active. And it's
very.
and it's like the more active and the more you practice that, like in the gym, the more active you can be outside of it too.
Rich get richer is so true in fitness.
Yeah, it really is.
Like if you're don't have the ability to, you don't have the strength to hike up a mountain, but there's other people that do, they're getting the benefit of that hike and you're not. So I don't know, rich get richer is, I believe in that a lot when it comes to fitness. You just can do more things because of your fitness lifestyle. Doesn't mean you have to look a certain way. You just need to be able to strong, have the cardio, have the mental mindset. All those things play out everywhere else for sure.
I also want to add like another part of our lifestyle is definitely family. We're big on family. Yeah. And then like our marriage, I would say, is like huge for us. Like we always come together and chat, and we just always make sure we spend time together. catch up. So yeah,
Which is why we're doing this interview right now together. We're hanging out.
hanging out.
This is bonding. This is good.
Bonding.
I feel like my therapist.
Yeah.
Like, oh my god, what have I become? I'm scared.
Yeah.
I was like, that's what it feels like in the chair. Like, oh, what? But no, I think it's like, I don't know. It's just it's interesting because it is a lifestyle, and it's that rich get richer you just said, and being able to do more and get more out of your lifestyle, whatever that is. Like, it doesn't matter. But there's so much more that can be available to you when you practice in these spaces.
Absolutely.
And your life doesn't have to be like, you don't have to be climbing mountains necessarily, right? It could just look like taking a longer walk with your kids at night.
Or keeping up with your kids.
Yeah, keeping up with your kids. Yeah, it could just, and
or your grandkids.
or your
whatever it
grandkids.
is.
Yeah. I mean, absolutely.
Or your dog.
Or your dog.
Or
Yeah.
nieces and nephews.
Or just
yeah.
being able to
Whoever
take
it
yourself
is.
out
Yeah.
for like self-care. Like if you want to go, you want to travel some more, and you want to be able to ride a bike for a certain amount of time. Like your life would be, your life could be broadened and wider.
Yeah,
for that.
I hear that all day when I do these consults. It's like, I don't want to be held back anymore. I want to be able to, like, my friend invited me on a walk and I'm like, can I walk that far? Like, I hear that a lot. Like, so.
So making your lifestyle bigger, broader, and just more available to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Be your own hero.
Yeah. Oh gosh. Be your own hero. And I think that's the empowerment part and the awareness of what you can do.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's what it sounds like when I hear you guys say that. But so like we've talked about a couple, like we kind of skated around a little bit, like your childhoods, like what were your childhoods like? You say they're so different.
Very.
And I know, so go for it. I want to hear it.
Yeah, so my childhood, mom, dad, I love you.
Shout out.
Yeah, shout out. Very chaotic. Very, very chaotic. My dad's an alcoholic. He's sober now, but growing up with an alcoholic father was very chaotic. I was definitely hyper aware to him, his needs, his mental state, checking up on him, making sure he was alive, okay, really trying to help him get sober. And that's when I realized, which we said this earlier in the interview, was I learned early on that the person has to want it themselves. I learned that lesson from my dad, and so very chaotic. That is my childhood. Yeah,
Lots of feelings, lots of caring.
yeah.
Chaotic.
So
Okay.
so owning a business and like going from 1,800 square feet to 6,500 square feet, it's very chaotic. There's a lot of moving parts. Like your attention is everywhere. So I think that has served me.
Yeah.
But now, I'm like, okay, I'm ready to like bring it down a notch. I'm ready to slow down a little bit and like, let the chaos kind of settle. So not be so spontaneous or it's not indulgent, but what's the word? It's spontaneous, but then there's like another word for it.
Reactive, like
Yeah.
hyper attuned, or
I think it begins with an I can't remember it. Impulsive.
impulsivity. Yeah.
I felt like very impulsive. But now I'm, aware of that, so I've made that change within myself to like not be so reactive or impulsive to my surroundings, and more so like slow down and just like see things and try to take my emotion out of it a little bit and like start to use my brain more than my heart.
Okay.
Yeah. That's basically my childhood. I'm one of three. I have an older sister. I have a younger brother. My mom remarried, so I've got two awesome older sisters from that marriage. My dad remarried. I'm the middle.
She's got some middle child
Yeah, I
syndrome.
was gonna say, we love the middle children. Yeah.
That's me. What about you?
My childhood, I had a really tight family. I have a really tight family. And there's only four of us, my sister and my dad and my mom. And they were really supportive and present in terms of helping me figure out where I wanted to go. I definitely was more of the rebel, and definitely, I would say, I guess the black sheep. I don't know. I didn't finish college. My dad wanted me to finish college because he didn't finish college, and so he really supported me to get to college and do all that, but then it didn't work out, and went to college for engineering, and now I'm here in a gym. So I don't know if that helps you understand what my childhood was like, but lots of I still am an introvert, but I felt the effects of being an introvert more as a child, being that I just didn't understand how to communicate with people. I was always told I'm more mature for my age than I was. Whenever I was around adults, they were like, "Oh, you're so mature." I'm like, "Well, I just don't know how to converse. I don't know
don't know
what to
how to
say."
be.
Yeah. So I definitely had a bit of a lot of social anxiety growing up and all that, and then I went through some adversity that I decided to change who I was for the better. Yeah, I don't know. I was all over the place with that, but
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, and then so like sports, I was always in sports. Like I've done every single sport. Like I was a figure skater, I played tennis, I played soccer, you know, like all of them under the sun. Like I tried them all, swimming, you know, you name it, I was in it.
Yeah.
that's a really good question though. What was childhood like? I don't know.
Yeah.
It's a big question. I mean, I feel like childhood, adolescence, you know, it's kind of like in little chunks. And you guys could talk about it more if you want to. Like
I had a lot of love.
Yeah.
My
Yeah.
family was very very supportive, and I would say that because of the love I had from my family, I held myself back from making a lot of decisions that I felt like would affect them negatively. 'Cause I didn't want to hurt them. So, yeah, had a lot of love growing up. Even though I made it difficult at times, but that's normal, I think.
That's what we all do.
Yeah, we all do. But tight knit. My sister's one of my best friends. My dad and mom were close with. So yeah.
It's funny, like you guys are talking about your families, and it sounds like you both took a lot of responsibility for, like, you know, you were saying how you didn't want to do anything to upset them. Like you wanted to make sure that you were doing the best you could to like stay good for them almost.
Yeah.
There's like, it sounded like it. Maybe I'm like or
I definitely didn't want to
like please
ruffle
them, I
any
guess.
feathers.
Yeah, ruffle the feathers. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't want to ruffle feathers, but it was more of just like, you know, when I considered joining the military and doing a job that probably would have put my life in danger, like I didn't do that because I didn't want to put pain on them type of thing. So I think that's more what I mean.
Yeah, that's what.
Or
yeah,
like, basically didn't want to hurt myself because I didn't want them to be hurt.
Yeah.
You know, and now that I have Erin, they just added that to that list. You know, I don't want to ever do anything that would, you know, give them pain.
Yeah.
So.
Gotcha. No, it's and then
Other than being a pain in the ass.
No, that's fine.
Yeah,
No,
I was like, there's a joke.
that's a
in there.
natural. That's a natural skill. It's a natural.
That's right. It comes naturally.
Is it like genetic? Is it?
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely. It's genetic.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's family, right? And it's caring about, you know, it's caring about other people, and it's like you're showing up for people, and like you were practicing that really young. Some people don't have that, you know, and it sounds like both of you had very different experiences, but similarities in the sense of like family is important and taking care of your family, whether it be like you want to be consistent for them and make sure that like you're not doing anything to make things like harder for them, or if you're caretaking and you're taking on a role of making sure that somebody's okay, right? Like you're showing up every day to make sure they're healthy and that they're alive, you know. And so a lot of responsibility for family there is what it sounds like, the common thread.
Yeah, and inspiration from family for me. You made me think of my mom would get up every morning at 5 a.m. and work out.
Oh wow,
So
really?
like I saw that growing up, and that's definitely a part of my fitness and story. Is, you know, she inspired me to do that, you know, to be healthy, and she always encouraged also things like thinking for yourself and being your own person and all those things. So, and then my dad instilled the work your ass off, you know, the blue collar work ethic in me, and so that also has helped me throughout life. So, yeah, definitely my parents had a major impact on who I am today, for sure.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. I would say my mom inspired me too, because she's a single mom raising 3 kids, you know, on her own with no family, and like she just is a woman that's like, this will work. Like, no matter what, like, we'll make it work. Like, and she just always did. So, yeah, definitely very inspiring. I know you probably have never heard me say that.
No, I have. Yeah, no, I have. No, I'm just proud of her and you.
Yeah, me too. Me too. Yeah, we've come a long
That's
way.
why I'm smiling. Yeah.
This will go for both of you then. Like, what's something that your moms saw in you that they would always speak about? Is there something that they would bring up, like a character trait about you that still like serves you now? Like, I know.
Yeah, absolutely. I was a lover girl. I was nicknamed like lover girl. Like I was known for my hugs. you know, like, yeah, like as a little girl. So like in the grocery store, my mom talks about when I was a toddler and like, you know, aisles over, there's a cry and I like ran away to like go soothe the cry, like at a really young age.
Under 10.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, and like just always trying to make people feel better, you know, that sort of thing. So like I am still that person, you know, I still serve others and it's still, I love it, you know, so that's been my whole life.
What about you?
I would say stubborn. No, I'm kidding.
We're both stubborn.
That could be
Yeah, no.
positive and a negative.
Yeah, no, exactly.
That can
No, it
serve
be.
or hurt.
100%. No, I think, I don't know, it's, I kind of said this, but really it was more of encouraging me to think for myself and not be a mindless human and not, you know, to be independent. And so I guess your question was, they always bring something up about ourselves that was like
Yeah, they're really
trait.
Yeah.
I don't know. Just I think it's that. Just you have a brain. She would always, you have a brain.
Yeah.
Use your brain. Or like she'd always empower me to think for myself. I'd ask her what a word means. She's like, well, I don't know. Look it up.
Yeah.
I'm like, damn it. Now I'm too curious to not look it up. So
Yeah.
no, I don't know that she ever like kept bringing up a trait or anything like that. But she definitely just the trait was think for yourself, have a brain.
Yeah.
You're powerful. I think is the point. So.
No, and you brought up stubborn, and I feel like that might, and if that can be a really positive trait that can really serve in a situation like this.
Yeah, absolutely.
So even if that was, then
No, she definitely tells me it's word.
I've heard that a lot.
Love a stubborn lover. That's good.
Yep.
So people who've had similar obstacles, and they want something like this, what would get them here? How could they achieve this? You think?
If somebody went through the same struggles as me, I would tell them to go to therapy. That helped me tremendously, having a safe space to like dive into those thoughts with somebody that had a structure of addressing them, some tools to cope with. I would encourage them to do that. And then if somebody had a dream to build a health and wellness space like this, I would say take it a day at a time. Work with people. Like you can't do it by yourself. It takes a small group of people. So start to bring people in and just take it one day at a time.
Taking that moment, stepping back, and then chasing it. So
Yeah, so I did it actually all at the same time. But I had, Brian's support, which was huge, and Lucy's support, which was also huge. So I, did it all at the same time. That's what worked for me. I did it on a weeknight at like 7 p.m. for an hour once a week.
You made it work. I don't think
I made it work. Like
didn't.
I didn't feel like I had a choice. I was like, well, I didn't. I didn't have a choice. I'm going to say it. I'm going to say it. He looks at me one day. He's like, the only stress I have in my life is you.
Solid. Solid.
I thought about it. I was like, okay. So I like went online and I was like, trauma. I found somebody,
oh my God,
that focused on my areas that I needed help in, and I, set a meeting. It was the third person I tried, so
No,
it wasn't my first
That's
try.
hilarious.
No.
Anyway, yeah.
Yeah, so I had a big wake-up call, and thank you for that.
Yeah,
and I do appreciate it because it forced me to grow, and that was big. I feel a lot better for it. So yeah, therapy was big for me. Mm-hmm.
It's to have a partner like that, to love you enough to be honest with you. It's really difficult, like to say, hey, you're struggling in this way, like you're stressing me out, and then for you to have the humility to say, you know what, because you totally could have been like, no.
Yeah,
that's a you problem.
Like,
That's a you problem. But no, you took a step back and you did the work too.
Yeah, and like as an adult child of an alcoholic, like part of that is like abandonment, fear of abandonment, right? So like I would push him away before he had a chance to abandon me. That's like, part of the whole like psychology of it. Like, So I got some books, I read about what it is like, to be an adult, and I was like, oh, that tracks. So like the whole awareness piece, right? That's the first step to change. So so that was those two things. That's what I would recommend, like educate yourself on your situation and go to a professional that can really help you with some coping skills and understanding yourself.
What's the question again? Just remind me.
The question was, what advice would you give someone who had similar life experiences, who has a dream like this?
Well, I had like I said, very tight-knit family, and they helped me a lot in life. Went through some adversity. I really hadn't gone through, I've been through adversity up until this point, but I hadn't gone through serious adversity until like my early 20s. And that experience taught me that I need to take responsibility for my life. I think that's my big thing, is take responsibility for your life. And also, I was a big people pleaser, and being an introvert and terrible at socializing. I was also, so responsibility, and then give less fucks. Like, don't give 0 fucks, give some fucks.
Just some.
Just some.
Just a few.
But give less.
A few. Yeah.
Like, don't let others control your feelings, your thoughts, your brain.
Yeah.
How you do things, do what's best for you. Like, you need to actually be selfish. That's actually important, being selfish. And that happens here, right? We want people who come in here who say like, oh, I have family, I have this, I have that. No, you need to be selfish here. You need to take care of yourself. So it's take responsibility for your own life and then give less fucks.
Yeah.
I don't know if that give less fucks really helps, but take responsibility.
There's going to be a lot of bleeps in here.
Yeah, no, it's cool.
Finally, we got some bleeps.
This is authenticity.
Yeah.
We're authentically messed up. It's all good. No, but you talked about emotions and and feelings, right? And how being aware, and like we talked about the Matrix.
Yeah.
Can you talk about that for a second?
Sure.
Just because it was such a cool concept, and I feel like it ties in.
Sure, yeah. When I was going through that adversity and trying to change myself, I came up with this thought of like, the scene in the Matrix where Neo is all the dudes are shooting the gun at him, and he slows the bullets down. He like bending over, like grabs a bullet, pushes it out of the way. That's how I see feelings. Like when people are shooting their insecurities and feelings at you, and you feel those things that are coming up inside you that give you those negative energy butterflies, not the good ones, the bad ones. Like be like Neo. Slow everything down. Think about those feelings and why you're actually having them, and are they valuable? Are they useful? So like, if you're in a life or death situation, some anxiety is probably really good for you, so that you make some action. But are you alive? Do you have a house? Do you have friends? Is your wife alive? Is your mom, like, is everyone else whole? Are you whole? Okay, then why are you stressing? Like, don't stress. You're just adding an unnecessary a layer of complexity to your life that you don't need to have. You can actually choose to feel a certain way. Yeah. Now, for some, it's going to be harder to get there because of their life experience, traumas they may have had. But you actually can rewire your brain. And the way I went about it after this, moving forward, was I always saw, like, if someone riled me up, I always took that as a loss. I was like, I lost that interaction. But if I didn't let someone rile me up, and they could have, and then I'm like, I won. Like, good job, Brian. Like, it wasn't win or lose against them. It was just for me, against myself. So the Matrix analogy is slow everything down. Think about why you're having those feelings and thoughts and anxieties, and are they valuable? Are they useful? If you just thought about the other side of it, can you be there? Which is not having that. So I don't know if that helps anyone, but it's really just you have the power to change your own mind and take responsibility for how you react. And I think that's how that ties in.
Mm-hmm. There you go. I think you were tying it in for me.
Yeah.
I was like, I know it's connected. I could find it.
Yeah.
It's that advice piece. Like it's what you said. It's not caring less. It's caring less and being smarter about where you put your attention.
Yeah.
And realizing, like, taking responsibility for how you react, owning your own state, knowing people are going to throw stuff at you, and how are you going to handle it?
Yep.
And that's, I'm sure, like, owning a gym like this, that comes up a lot.
Yeah, you got to take responsibility for your life here. Yeah. And then it kind of, like we talked about this too, when we talked about the Matrix, was there's positive, there's negative, and there's neutral. You're going to get, people are going to, cause you to, like life experiences, whether it's people or things you do in your life, are going to make you go negative or positive. And it's okay to be in the negative or positive. Just make sure you get back to neutral. Because one way or the other, if you're too positive, too negative, things can go wrong.
Yeah, I
So-
lived way too positive for a while. Just ignored the negative, or
Yeah.
I'd like twist it to be
Yeah.
a positive.
Yeah.
Well, like that
right?
quote you had, it was, I'm going to make everything in my life beautiful.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't like that quote.
Well,
'Cause
so
it's
yeah,
not realistic.
my therapist didn't either.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
I was like,
Really?
everything happens for a reason. She's like, does that mean bad things happen for a reason? I was like, ooh.
Thanks.
like,
Yeah.
like the traumatic situation. She's like, did that happen for a reason? I'm like, you know, like
Yeah.
like maybe someday down the road you'll be like, I am stronger because of it. But you know, like to have those thoughts as like a belief system.
Yeah.
She really challenged that.
Let me see here. So yeah, so the Matrix thing I thought was really cool. And I just remember that really sticking out to me because it showed up for me later on that day. And I was like, man, I don't know, it made sense to me. I mean, I empathize with you, Erin, because of like thinking on a more emotional level, like really thinking very like heavily emotionally. And so when people throw their stuff at you,
Yeah.
it can hit really hard.
Yeah.
So it's really important to kind of practice checking in with like, you know, facts and feelings are not the same.
Yeah.
So, and I'm sure you guys as a team, what I've seen is that you guys really hold each other accountable with that. You know each other's strengths, you know each other's weaknesses, and you're very aware of each other.
Definitely.
So, and awareness has come up a lot.
Yeah.
But it's it's on everything you guys do, and
Intentional. Yeah.
intentionality. Yeah, it's big. So let's see. What have we not covered yet? Okay. So this is kind of like towards the end here, but like, what does a BFIT's ideal client look like? Who are you looking for? Let's call them here right now.
Yeah, we're looking for people, you know, that want to have a better relationship with their body, a relationship with movement, a relationship with recovery. Like if they just want to learn like how to build strength, how to build their conditioning, their endurance.
Those are all things, yeah.
They want to be part of a community. That would be the ideal person. Like somebody that wants to improve their quality of life through movement and recovery and like relationships.
Yeah, and on top of that, you know, if you have goals you want to achieve that aren't just like quality of, like very specific. When we talk with people, we try to get specific goals that they want to hit. And it may be I want to lose 10 to 15 pounds of body fat, or it might be I'm going to hike in Africa, you know, and I need to get ready for that. I'm going on a backpacking trip out west, and like we've had those kinds of people come through, and they come back and like, man, I felt great, you know, and that's what we want to do, is support your life outside of here by improving your quality of life inside of here.
Yeah, we want to show people what they're capable of.
Yeah.
Nothing can hold them back, you know.
Yeah, and I don't know if it's typically bad marketing practice to say everyone's our market, but really everyone is, because every human is an athlete, and to some degree, and every human moves, whether it's even people who are disabled move in ways. We can help with anyone who is.
We have.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So, yeah, everyone's our target, but if we were to sum it up, it's people who want to be helped and take responsibility.
I was just getting ready to say that. Like our ideal person is somebody that is ready for change.
Yeah, yeah. And if you need help and want it, we'll be there for you.
Yep.
and
If you don't want it, we can't help
We
you.
can give you your options, we can let you know what's out there, but like ultimately like you need to be ready, you need to want this.
because you guys are game makers. Like you set the scene, you give them the tools, right? You lay it out, get them pumped, but you can't play the game for them.
Right.
And they're gonna want it. They're gonna have to come here. When they come here, they're gonna have to play.
Yeah.
And
You have to be active.
yeah,
Active role.
So they can't. You know, if they want to be a player, that's what they have to do.
Yeah.
So you're looking for players.
People who want to invest in themselves.
People who want to invest in themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, who care enough to put themselves first. And it's like, and I think something to touch on is you don't want people to come here like just ready to go, like let's just kill it right this second. Like people don't usually come in like that.
It's not
There's
like
a lot
that,
of timidity.
yeah.
There's a lot of, is that how you say timidity?
Well,
But,
actually,
yeah.
I'm glad you bring that up, because we have people that come and try one class and they're like, that wasn't hard enough. And I'm like, well, we don't know you. We don't know
Right,
what you're
right.
capable of. We don't know how you move necessarily. We don't know that you could put more weight on the bar, because we want to see you move properly before we add intensity. So
Right,
for
right.
example, so like, why did I think of
I
this?
was talking about when people come in
Want
the
to come
gym,
in and
people
crush it
are
right
come in
away.
and crush it.
Yeah.
People are like really timid.
No, we don't want you to crush it right away, because we want to learn how you move, and then we'll make sure you're moving well, and then we'll push you. So yeah, even if you come from a place where you're used to just mindlessly crushing your body, we can work with you, but we want you to know that we're gonna make you better, because we're gonna make you move better, and then you're gonna be able to really crush it, instead of just like sweating.
Yeah, you gotta build a foundation.
Yeah.
Gotcha. So people who are, and willing, that humility,
Yeah.
very willing to, like,
Wanna
to
learn.
be shown, learning, like, they want to learn.
Yeah.
To be like a lifelong learner.
And like Erin
grow.
said earlier, we've worked with everyone who hasn't been in a gym ever, but we've worked with D1 former professional athletes, so, and we've helped them, so.
Yeah. Oh, that sounds good to me. That sounds good
We've
to
got,
me.
all different body types, all different ages, all
Backgrounds.
different backgrounds.
Yeah.
We've got like so many people that are from different countries in
Yeah.
here. It's like Baltimore is like so
Yeah.
incredible. It's very diverse.
I gave the example of someone whose life is in a wheelchair, because they are stuck to the wheelchair, and even someone in a wheelchair can do a push-up. It's simply this
Which
motion.
blew my mind.
Yeah, right. No, maybe you have to stay in the chair, but like I can put a flat surface in front of you, and you can push that surface away. And that's why we keep saying, like, we've had people who've never stepped foot in a gym, and people who've been D1 athletes. Like, everything is the same when it comes to fitness and movement. Everyone moves in generally the same patterns, right? There's squat, hinge, push, pull. There's carry, right? And everyone can do those. And someone might be squatting 300 plus pounds, and someone might be doing a bodyweight squat in the same room, but like that's benefiting both of those people. Some person doing a bodyweight squat to a bench, perhaps even, and then eventually they'll get to put weight on, and eventually, you slowly progress. Everyone starts at a different point. We're here to meet you where you're at.
They do need to be humble enough, for sure, because sometimes I've heard, just like collecting feedback from people, like that we can modify for everyone, but I have heard, that it's they don't want to be the only one doing it a different way. Yeah. So they do need to be able to say, like, okay, like, I'm glad I just showed up. Like, I'll get to, the progressed movement. I just need to keep showing up. And like, that's on us as coaches to say, like, good on you for showing up. Like, we're going to start you here, but our goal is to get you here. So that humbleness, like accepting that is huge.
Yeah, and that's tied into the self-awareness, the humbleness. It's also just that self-talk. A lot of people come in here with whatever they have going on in life, and they, they'll say something and they'll laugh. That is a nervous laugh, and you can tell it's like, I can't really think of an example. Like maybe something about their diet, and they're like, haha, I eat lots of this.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Why is that funny? Why do you think this? Let's break you out of these, like, this box that you've put yourself in, or others have put you in, and just be self-aware, and just let's take care of yourself. And anyway. Yeah.
So, what would attract you to this gym rather than another gym if you were potential clients? Like, what would attract you?
What would attract me is, when I first opened, I built a gym that I would want to work out at. So it's strength and conditioning. It's athletic-based concepts. It's not just come in here and sweat, too. It's about learning how to move properly. So, like, I'm a perfectionist, as I said earlier, and I want to do things right. And if you're going to do something, do it the right way. The fact that we do focus on technique, the fact that we do strength and conditioning in every workout, those three things would attract me, is getting better. Like, I know if I came here, I would improve and not just stay the same, or not just sweat every time without learning. And our goal here is to make sure you learn. This is like school for fitness. We do want to empower you to be able to not need us ever again, So yeah, that's what would attract me, is the coaching with focus on technique and improving the strength and the conditioning, every workout pretty much. So.
I would be attracted to the handsome owner. No.
I love that.
That could get awkward.
It's like, I can't argue with that.
No, what would attract me to the gym? I would say that it is, not just fitness. It's more than a gym, right? Like we've got massage, we've got physical therapy, we've got like a whole team of professionals. Like I would love to step foot in a gym and say like, okay, if I have fears, right? So like if I were to get injured, like I am still taken care of, like I would like that. Like, then kettlebell, I have like this obsession with the kettlebell because it like helps with like, just building like mobility, strength, conditioning. Like it's one piece of tool and it's like to just like flow with it, like just feels so good. So to come to a gym where they specialize in that, I would just really like that too. That would definitely make me want to join, just to know that I could like keep getting better at this skill.
Yeah, I like that you mentioned the everything else is here, because like, yeah, I would like that if like I'm on the gym floor and I'm a client and my coach is like, oh, let me go ask the physical therapist real quick to come out here and help you. And I'm like, oh, that's freaking awesome. Like this genius is coming out here to help me. Or like, oh, how do I like, get rid of this knot in my quad? Oh, I can just go ask the therapist, massage therapist right over there. They'll come out and help. Like you don't need to just go see them. Like,
right,
and
it's not only like pulling like me, the massage therapist to the person, but like I talk with the strength and conditioning coaches to teach them, right? Like I have taught them things. So just like that we all work together, like we all collab together. So like we all pick up on things from each other, and it's just like that piece is like would really sell me.
Yeah. Well, it's like you guys don't know, like it's
and of course there's a dog.
Oh, and the gym dog. No, bonus gym dog, absolutely.
Yeah.
But ADD, you're like the dog. No, but it's like knowing that the people who are coaching you, like they have accountability partners. They're learning from each other. It's not just, like you said, you want people to be able to do this stuff without you. You don't want them to be reliant on you. And I think just knowing that like it's not just one person who's like playing God here.
Yeah.
It's everyone's learning from each other and growing and getting better. And then ultimately saying, we want you to not need us, right? We want you here because you want to be here, not because, you need us or
you're going to get the best workout if you come and you have your coach.
Right.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
you've got the programming that's designed specifically, like you're going to
that custom fit.
Right.
Yeah.
Like it's going to be the best if you continue to come, but on your own, like here's these techniques and tools and cues, here's how to move your body.
Empowering people
Well,
to
like
empower
people,
themselves.
if you move away and you go, you know what to look for now. Like we feel like if you were with us for enough time and then you move off to another state and you know what to look for. You know what, we're biased, but you know what a good coach and facility and team looks like because you were here, among other things. But like, we want to empower people. So
For sure.
So what are some small action steps then someone could take if they've never really thought a lot about fitness or the gym in general, that could help them get in here? Like what are some small action steps? Like it could be even like getting up in the morning and just like saying something to themselves in the mirror to get them to make that call. Or it could be,
well, I say
it's a big question.
Whether it's getting in here, maybe not necessarily just to get in here, but just to improve your health and wellness. I always tell people that 10 minutes is better than no minutes. So even if it's 10 minutes of just like light stretches, like you're gonna feel better for doing that. If it's 10 minutes of walking, if it's 10 minutes of burpees, if it's 10 minutes of kettlebell swings, anything is gonna be better than nothing. And also to start not being hard on yourself. Like you don't need to be perfect. You don't need to be perfect.
Yeah, no, it is.
That's really helpful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The 10 minutes is great, I think, because it's anyone who's a perfectionist, which is a lot of people.
Yeah.
A lot of people.
And if they've never stepped foot in a gym, there is that fear of like, I'm not going to get it right. So if they can't even get themselves in the door, 10 minutes of perfection, right? So like we stretching, and again, there's no such thing as perfect. We all know this, but like 10 minutes, if that's your goal and you practice hitting that, then that's a great action step to get somebody closer to coming into a gym.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. What about you, Erin? What do you think?
A small action step. Oof. So I am sort of new to the whole like fitness side of things, I would say, like the working out. I'm a massage therapist, for a long time, and then like joining the gym. So as a coach, like he's got much better advice on like how to get started to step foot in a gym.
But you you're essentially a client because you take classes. So like, as a client or a member.
I got a question though about the run. Like, what got you'd never done it was a what got you to do that? Was a small action step that got you to do? You want to explain that real quick? Or
So that's a great question. So what got me So I ran a marathon, first marathon. It always been on my bucket list to like run it, and like 1 year goes by, and I'm like, I'm gonna run this marathon, and like I never started, and then I was like, this is gonna be my year, and then like I never started, and then like I was like, okay, like this is definitely the year. So what I did was I had a lot of fear. I was like, can I run that long? Am I gonna hurt myself? Like, am I gonna wither? Like, I'm a small person. Like, am I gonna look sick? And like, what's gonna happen to me? I had a lot of fears. So I got a team. I was like, who is a professional that knows how to write a program? Who is a professional that knows how to solve injuries? Who is a professional that knows how to like keep my weight on my body? And I got this team together, and then that is why I was able to do it. So I would say like an action step would be like, just get on the internet, like, gyms, and just like read bios and like read what the gym is about, and like, then set a meeting. Like I would say start there, just start to like familiarize yourself with what they've got going on.
Yeah, familiarizing yourself. But the thing you did was you were like, I signed up.
Oh yeah, so I did sign up.
Yeah, you were just like, it was in October, right, or whatever, but it was February maybe.
Yeah.
Like, and one day I came home and you're just like, I signed up for the marathon.
Yeah.
And like you just did it. You just did it.
Yeah, but I met with my running coach first.
Yeah.
I had to make sure that I had
a team up.
Yeah, like I needed to know I had the support.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you did some research about how to be supported. It sounds like, or just to find those people, who to look for.
Yeah, well, because I am married to a strength and conditioning coach, he's got a lot of like friends that are in the fitness industry, so I was connected that way. So hiring a team, and then signing up, of course, was big. But I did need to trust myself first. It took me a month or so of like, am I going to be able to commit to this schedule? Like, is this going to really happen? And then once I was able to do that for like a solid month, I was like, okay, I'm going to sign up. I do trust myself. Like, I can do this.
Yeah. No, okay, so, yeah, no, I love that story so much. I think at some point we'll sit down and we'll talk about that more in general. I think it's really neat how when we sat down before, we talked about how you got there to that marathon. I think that's a really, there's a lot there. And so I think like the support, right? And then also you mentioned like doing research. I think that's a perfect way to kind of tie this up. So, this is, if you guys want to kind of explain, why we're doing this storytelling, this could look like somebody's research into the gym. That's ultimately what we want to do, right?
Yeah,
we want to tell
absolutely.
stories so that if somebody looks into the gym and they say, we want to learn about this gym, this is our intention, is to tell people stories.
We're doing this to, I think, open ourselves up and let people know that we're humans that are here to help, and that we're not, it's just Erin and I behind the business in terms of, we don't have any investment or anything like that. We're not a franchise, and we just want to humanize ourselves so that people can see that, we're people too, and we're not perfect by any means.
Nope.
By any means.
Nope.
That's a hard
And that
no.
we have our own struggles too.
Yeah.
Everyone has struggles, and we've been through experiences that we feel like we've learned from that we can use to help you when you come in here. And so I think that's pretty much why we're doing this, is to humanize ourselves and let people know that it's okay to be imperfect.
Yeah.
And it's okay, it doesn't matter where you're at, we want to help you if you want help.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just doing it to let people know, what we got going on here, and that they are welcome. And, if they have a body, we can teach them a thing or two about how to put that thing in gear.
Yeah.
Get that body moving.
You're laughing at your own jokes. Laughing at your own jokes.
Dork mode just hit like
I know. Just put it in drive.
and drive, yeah.
Bill Bowerman.
Drive it like you stole it.
Yep. Yep.
Bill Bowerman is the co-founder of Nike. He's, I think someone said that it might just have been a marketing move, but if you have a body, you're an athlete.
Yeah.
And everyone's level
We
athletics.
do believe in that.
Yeah, absolutely. And so humans are meant to move, and so we want to help those humans. And if you're watching this, you're probably a human, and we can probably help you. So.
Well, this is like way in the future, and then, who knows what we'll be watching
I mean,
this,
there
but
could be computers watching too, or whatever. But
Matrix.
Matrix. Yeah, right. The Matrix.
But yeah, so I think, and this is the whole thing, right? And I'm glad we did this, and I'm glad that we covered everything pretty. And I just feel like this is a great way to start this whole thing. And I know you guys have a passion for your clients and your success stories, and not just like their real results. Like they're all real, but they're results you can physically see, but their stories and what got them here and how they're going to continue on. And so I'm really excited I want to interview you guys again. I would like to interview both of you like separately at some point.
Yeah.
And then
I think
can't
we
wait
should
to
do that.
interview
and then
more people.
Also interviews with clients and have whoever the person who might know them best be there too. Would be cool. Yeah. I think.
Thanks, Briella.
Yeah. Thank you,
You're
Briella.
so welcome.
Thanks,
Thank you,
Austin.
Austin.
Can we tell more stories?
You're the man.
Yay! Sweet.
All right.
Awesome.